Alright. So at this point, I'm just waiting. So in the spirit of waiting, let's go look around. Yeah, we're better off being a flagship. Have a bunch of scanners, be able to see everything. Incredible vision. Oh wow, he lives. Look at that. I'm getting shot at. Jesus. Okay. That was the closest I've come to death in a while. And it only had to happen after I do absolutely nothing to change my situation. Hey, Pontus. Hello, pirate shark. Just looking around, wasting time. Hopefully we'll find something interesting to do. Doubt it, though. Wow. Is he shooting at me? He's shooting at me. Oh, he shot at me. Okay, where am I? That's the jump point. Let's go to... Yep, Arrakis. Okay. You know, in the grand scheme of, like, people naming things. It would make perfect sense to me if there were at least like 4 different Arrakises in the galaxy. Maybe 40. By the time we actually get into like, you know, big time moving into space. Right, it's like how many Londons are there in the world? Actually, that's a good question. Hang on. How many Londons are there? There are 29 places in the world called London. Look at that. So there should be at least 29 places in the world that's like, you know, in the galaxy that's called London, or Arrakis, or Dune. Uh-oh. There's stellar wind here. Nice. A 700 speed on that hyena. Jesus. Okay, and somehow I have 4 tons of silicates. And I jumped into here with no fuel left. Great. Nope. Hey, balls. Why is that not the same button? Hi. So we're gonna go, we're gonna get enough fuel to jump back to the system with the stellar wind. Where are you guys going, huh? Come back. Oh, he's dead. Oh. Damn it. Hey. Yay, let's go back. Ow. Hello, my dude. Thank you for the free fuel. In some ways, one of my favorite things to do is to, like, watch a simplified display of things happening away from me. So the fact that my fleet is so incredibly gung-ho about killing everything that exists gives me great joy. It makes them, like, useless for basically any other scenario, but, you know. I'll take everything you got. Thank you. Huh. So there are some targets that the AI just favors, huh? Whee. How am I doing? 2 jumps? Jesus, this takes a while. I should travel more, huh? That would let me go up higher in the fast forwarding business. Yay, stellar wind. Okay, this is actually a fight. Look at that. Damn it. Man, you'd think that boarding just tells it to go auto board, but no. Also, I feel like there's a significant missed opportunity to call these two to make red eye green and green eye red. It would be funny for like all of 30 seconds. And there's nothing out here, huh? Wow, this guy's barely alive. 2 armor. Otherwise, nothing going on out here, huh? This feels like it would be a good position for a pirate base of some kind, since it's so out of the way, and it feels thematically appropriate, right? There it is. Look at that. Called it. Who's shooting at me? Aww. Kestrel's a lot of things in this game, but nah. Well, I mean, they'd never tried, I imagine. Hi. Dope. Nice. What's up? Pillaging is too easy. Well, I mean, is it really pillaging if you kill everything you see? Plasma cluster cannon. Ooh, that sounds nice. Pirate Hyena Bay. Ship scavenging and... Ooh, look at that. Yes, please. Plus 20% jump distance. Okay. Plus 25% detection. What does that mean? Okay, so that's a targeted average, or that's a activated outfit. Yep, give all that to me. Once again, it's unfortunate that you got all this cool shit that just hidden away and will never be hinted at whatsoever, right? We can buy a pirate kestrel here. Nice. Okay, let's see. And this is a activated, huh? So it makes us faster to... Okay, whatever. You call the fighters first, okay. Oh wait, are there... I don't think it matters for the smaller ships though. Okay. Why are these lines red? Well, I don't know why they're red, but my assumption then is that, yeah, my assumption is that they cannot be naturally discovered, and you have to buy the map to get them. But this does explain how the... at least in universe, how the pirates get around. But at the same time, it's not like I had to pay a lot of money for that, so... Hey Empire, you want to buy some maps off of me? Just wondering. Yeah, in this case, I guess the closest, So I'm thinking back to the... I'm thinking back to the shark mission, where it's like, you can only use a standard shark, you can never use a pirate shark. Well, if I had to go this far off field and fight 2 kestrels to... you know, to actually get to, like, a pirate shark, why is it possible to get a pirate shark in the first place? Okay, let's go back. All my hyenas died. All right. Good kill. Pay no attention to our hyenas. They're perfectly okay. That's SOS. They're discovered. Yeah, Jesus. Who would have possibly thunk it? That boarding bonus is, interesting. It's also fairly meaningless as a mechanic, if you think about it. Though I suppose in this case, my next question would be, what is the intended design behind having... like, essentially, 10 open spots in a when, as far as I can remember, we've only ever had, like, whoops, When, as far as I can remember, we've only had, you know, the ability to steal one thing. Diamonds? Okay. I suppose this answers my question, huh? I have no cargo space? Really? I have 186 tons free, but no cargo space? For the record, I know it's probably because the diamond was showing up as 0, right? You cannot loot something that is 0. I get it. But still. Huh. Oh, okay. That's ally reinforcements, then. No! Why must you get there so fast? I want to watch the fight. Fine, whatever. All ships, go. Help him out. This is the one time in which you should be doing something like this. Oh man, I can't even see my own hyenas. Yeah, it looks like the Empire ships got their asses kicked. All because we were too slow on the draw. Whatevs. Hey guys. Possible life forms? Did you not tell us where you were? No, I got no AB. I don't need AB. Holy shit, the lag. Oh my god. Holy balls, the lag. I'm going to assume that this was not really intended to be played with like 6 escort ships. Also, Jesus Christ. Wow, okay. I do not believe I can afterburn out of that, given how slow as balls my ship is. I'm pretty okay with this outcome, for the record, because that was fun, not gonna lie. Alright, so I don't need weapons, because all I'm gonna be doing is running the fuck away. Engines-wise, let's see here. Okay, this is already the best engine I have. Stealth plating. I just picked up some stealth gear too, so... after AB... So this... I think... I mean, this increases my detection. Right? So I'm easier to detect... it's easier for people to figure out that there's someone here, but less to figure out exactly who it is by the looks of that. Okay. Okay, one for concealment. And then the other structures would be... nada, I guess. I don't really need anything. We have everything we need already. Sure. juice it to hell and back. That doesn't really juice it, but whatever. Do I have anything that increases my top speed? Nope, only acceleration. Too bad. Alright. I will say, though... Damn, look at that. What is... How do I stealth again? F. Okay. Wow, that range is long. Shite. I cannot defend myself, so... What do you mean, prepare to be scanned? Are they not defending me? No, they're scanning my escorts. I think. Okay. So, I mean, mechanically speaking, I like the fact that we're in this, you know, major operation. I dislike that it does force you to, you know, not be able to fight it. Right, like, the cheeky, you do have an afterburner, right? It's cute and all, but it's like, hey, you know how this game gives you ostensibly free choice to use whatever ship you want to explore the world as you please? That's not how it actually works. Sorry? Question mark? You know what I mean? It's like the mechanics of your design really should not be, Okay, I'm gonna get detected no matter what in this case. Mechanics of the design really should not, like, punish the player for, you know, for obeying the rules of the system. Let's say that. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Like, the fact that it lags like crazy is kind of unfortunate, but I don't consider that to be like a technical a bad thing, if you will, because it's kind of like I'm showing up here with 7 more ships unexpected, you know. There's gonna be some jank. Can't see me. I mean, if anybody actually expected her to be survivors, I would have been really surprised. Hi? Sure. I don't care who Welsh is. Project for the Empire, Ultimate Weapon, blah blah blah. I mean, this person seems to be really bad at the whole OPSEC business. Like, why would you tell all of this information should not be available to the player who, at this point, is still a civilian? Right? Project has been a success, but he went rogue. There's only one person here that's talking about Welsh. Like, come on, guys. Crush the collective, blah, 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 blah. The ultimate weapon, flexibility, and offense. I mean, the collective is basically the drone swarm, right? The idea that if you throw enough bodies at the target, you will kill it. It just so happens that the bodies in this case are mechanical. Okay. This is a really dumb thing to do. And when I say dumb, I mean it in the sense of like, please don't take away the agency of the collective. Right? It's an enemy faction that feels... It's a swarm of drones. Somebody had to make the swarm of drones. Fine. But... like, it would have been significantly more fun if it wasn't like, hey, we're the bad guys. This is actually like a project of the bad guys. And they're actually not doing anything evil. They're just killing everything. Also, I am curious how this is going to go forward. Because... like, I don't think this actually solves any problems. Right? Like, as far as I can tell, you have bad guys, sure, and they're, you know, giving data to the enemy, that's great, but the enemy is a swarm of drones. I guess that is a part of why it feels so weird to me. From like a storyline perspective, because on one hand, the collective is being presented as kind of like, you know, having agency. If they are a party that is receiving information, the assumption is that they are able to do something with that information, right? Generally speaking, you do not leak information to like the Sea Whiz guns on an Aegis warship, right? That's not how you would present it. Yay, all out attack. C00, okay. I have further thoughts on how the story is going or should be going, but I will reserve my I will hold my tongue until I see what happens next. The fuck is this thing? No, don't engage at will. You're up against a lot of targets. Stay in formation and pick them off. Make a firing net. Don't break off and get yourselves eaten one by one, because that's how a Chrome Storm works. Anyways, all ships engage, all ships engage. I have no idea what's going on, and that's okay. Okay, that's it. All right. Oh wait, I do need fuel. Okay, so yo. You gave me enough for a jump, huh? So that was a little anticlimactic, largely because I don't know what that ship was supposed to do. Also, there's a jump here, right? I guess I'm not supposed to know about it. Okay, well if I'm not supposed to know about it, then it's kind of pointless to try to travel there. I was hoping we could use the fuck. Well, that's a problem, isn't it? That's a problem. Okay. Well, plus 200 fuel. Yeah, I'm not in a fighting condition. That's not true. I have a lot of that. I'm not getting into a fight, so let's just Pack for travel. Again, I wish I could be a fleet carrier. Right? Equipped completely for travel, for detection, all that fun stuff. And just vomit out fighters. Probably should sell off those silicates. Also, that fuel tanker should give, like, 9,000 units of fuel. That way you're not having to constantly talk to it. So I may have to go back and look at the mission description, because I don't know what Starfire is supposed to be, or whether if it was mentioned at all. So if not, then I will accept it as just kind of like, this is the target, right? And this is one ship that's obviously vomiting out drones, which is fine. But then the question is, like, how did you guys, how was this even a problem in the first place? It's one ship with drones. It is a single fleet carrier. This travel lane wasn't here before, was it? No, it was, right? I'm not misremembering things. But why would it still be here, though? Okay. Yay! We won! Since they aren't truly autonomous, okay, good to know. That would be nice to know, like, in the first half of this mission, of this quest line. 5 million, that's meaningless. And so ends a collective. Wow, okay. Okay. Alright. So, my thoughts on how this mission is supposed to go. Ugh. I would say... So a part of it is probably because of engine limitations, right? There are things that you want to write into the story, but doesn't really work because of whatever. Back end things that just doesn't work out well, so on and so forth, which is fine. I'm not too worried about that. But even in the light of that, I want to go to Mason, find a jump. So in like in the keeping keeping the context that you know, there's something that's not possible. I would say the collective questline in general feels like a situation where the person writing the story is afraid of the world building that they put into it. So what I mean by that is, like, at first the collective is presented as a, you know, like a universal threat that was able to be kept in check, right? Now, the problem with the universal threat being kept in check is that, by definition, it has stopped being a threat. So, if it has stopped being a threat, then the story really shouldn't be about destroying said threat. It will be about figuring out why it's doing what it's doing. But that's not how that went, right? Instead, we had a story that started with investigating why this collective, which we were able to keep in check for all this time, right? Why the Empire was able to keep the collective in check. Why have we kept it in check? Who are these guys? What are they doing? That feels like how the story wanted to go. But instead, halfway through, we got, oh, by the way, they're actually, you know, they're actually, like, not a threat, but also is a threat, but is also not a threat because of this other dude. Okay, so that's a one-way jump. No wonder. Alright. Okay, let's keep going then. Doesn't matter. Right, so it's... I mean, if we're talking about, like, writing quality, it feels like the kind of thing I would do, where I realize that I've written a story that I don't really know how to properly bring to a conclusion, and just go, fuck it, let's just go with the easiest way to end it, right? That's kind of how I felt. If I were talking, let's theory craft a little bit, and if we're talking about how to, you know, where I want a quest line like this to be, I would say having the the mission in which we go, quote unquote, rescue the guys and come back with, like, the information, should probably be more meaningful. In the sense that I don't think anybody reasonably expected the guys to come back, right? We set them on that planet with no support whatsoever, so it's kind of a given that they would die. So, in that sense, I think it would have been more meaningful if they actually did not die, and came back with the information and be like, hey, this is, you know, these guys, the collective, we're still not entirely sure what they're doing, but you see all those weird-ass towers in the system? That's how they talk to each other. Right? And it's like, well, if we land on those towers, then we're able to destroy them, and therefore the collective would lose control over the system. And it's kind of like a slow hop to the end. Who the fuck are you? Oh, Soramids, okay. Right, it's sort of like a slow hop to figure out, and then eventually it's going to be like, okay, yes, these guys are actually a weapon system that was developed by the Empire. We've been able, like, we've controlled them enough that we know where they're coming from. We know what they're doing here. Now let's go, you know, destroy this base ship, which again feels shoehorned in, but you need a target, so be it. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. The whole, afraid of the world building thing is like, you have the ability to, make like a story that's a little more complex than, like man versus machine, right? Like the opportunity is there. So if that ever gets revisited, I do hope it gets retouched. Because like the way that it is presented right now, right? You have all this space. You have all this space that essentially more or less had to be visited in order to, get the jump gates open, to be able to, get those 50 unique quests to open up the warp gates, to open up chapter 1, which then gets you access to this teeny tiny section of space for a story that is very very close knit, for lack of a better term, right? Like you don't really go out far here. Everything that happens here, and when things don't, it's because you've been given the freedom to roam around. Okay. So again, why is the threshold to accessing this section of space so high? It should not be that high. Like, this is honestly a side quest, right? In the grand scheme of things, this is a side quest. And given that whatever your name was, I forget, sorry. But like, given you said that there's essentially only 2 main quests so far for what qualifies as a main quest, it feels like the intended design. I mean, as you said, the intended design seems to be that the main quests lock you into the faction where the main quest is being issued, and I'm curious to see what the other main quest would be. You'll probably tell me, and that's great. But it's like, if it's also like this, and it's probably not like this, especially if it's been written second, then I assume it would be better. It would be more emblematic of what the main story in this game should be. But it's like, to look back at the what's it called? Not the screenshot. To look back at the at the cutscene of unlocking chapter 1, where you had a bunch of, at the very end, you had a bunch of, pale ethereal ghost ships who converged upon a broken gate, right? You would have thought that this questline would have been about figuring about, like, the introduction to those guys, right? That this would be, that the drones are just a introduction to all those ghosty people that need to be resolved somehow. That could be what the second storyline is about. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But yeah, limiting my comments just to the collective quest. I can see where the where the intent was, which is that this was meant to be, in some ways, a fight against a dramatically numerically a superior opponent. The problem is that by virtue of the player having not that many ways to disengage, the available design is dramatically decreased. Right? Like, better have an afterburner. Better, like, imagine, for the sake of argument, that a player has come into this location and they have essentially done everything possible to get the biggest, scariest ship, right? Which in this case would be our Hawking. It will be armed to the teeth, and it would have cost a lot of money. With 100 fleet size and no escorts. Cool. At that point, they would have to pause the storyline, which is not really written in the it's not really written with the with the implicit consent that you can just leave and go do your own thing. But the gameplay is that you can leave and do your own thing, so that's perfectly fine. Probably some of the quests are like, if you leave, you fail. I don't think this was one of them. But it's like, you don't want to create a part of your story where the player is forced to give up in favor of, leaving, grinding, coming back. Especially after those 50 side quests. Because if you had to, like, mechanically, 50 side quests is to say that, here, please grind before you get to the main story. Which is perfectly reasonable as far as, where you want your player resource allocation to be. But after that, it really should not be like, okay, congratulations, you've grinded, you've got to this point, well done. Now do it again, you don't have a choice. Right? Now, to be fair, I think the likelihood of someone coming to this position and having no spare resources to do what I did, which is just to have like a cheap ass ship that can run, that's probably not very likely, right? Anybody who has suffered through the parts of the game in which you needed a fast ship probably would have a fast ship ready just in case. So, that's probably not like a very valid criticism. I suppose, at the end, as a summary, the biggest takeaway I got from the finishing this quest is that it felt underwhelming. Right? The fleets don't stay together. Ships move at different speeds. The enemy are numerous, but they are very flimsy. So it's scoped for, yeah, I guess that makes a certain level of sense. It's scoped for a ship that is naturally fast, right? The assumption is that you would have a ship that is fast, but would otherwise need to maneuver heavily in order to fight. But bullets are fast. Fast ships die very quickly. The AI is better at this than you are. So I would imagine that most players would naturally at the very least, they would naturally gravitate towards like a destroyer, right? Like something that has enough staying power to not immediately die, but also has a fair amount of agility to help him cover stuff. But then again, if they had to run away from the planet, they probably would be sticking with their extremely fast stealthy ship. Which, you know, whatever, that's cool. But, yeah, I don't know. Granted, my experience comes with a caveat that I am running with way more resources than any player would be able to at this point in the game. Because 1,000 fleet size is bonkers. Let's not pretend. Yeah, okay. So I would say that criticism is not valid. If I were not running with 1,000 fleet size, there would have been a battle, right? They would have gotten close to my ship, and it would have felt like I was fighting something impressive. So that one is on me. Now, that's not an aspect of the design. That is simply because of the choice that I made to dramatically increase fleet size. So, yeah. That one's not valid. What else? Having that ship Starfire just appear out of nowhere feels weird. Like, this is one of those, you know, probably a design limitation kind of thing, and, you know, so be it. But it does feel like, and also, okay. The fact that at the very end of the mission, we were told that everything else has already been taken, only C00 is left, is underwhelming. It would have, like, just as a minor tweak, increase the amount, maybe not increase, but the fleet of Empire ships that joins you in the final battle should start on Fortitude. Right? Spawn that fleet on Fortitude, on Hades, on C-59, C-28, and essentially, instead of it being like, oh, you only have to go to C-00, go, alright, we know the target is in C-00, it's the, I don't know, it's the brain of the collective. If we kill it, they will no longer be able to coordinate, and therefore will be easy pickings. Something like that. But be like, okay guys, we have a big ass fleet, we're gonna have to punch straight to C00, do not stop for anything. Right? I think that would have made it more impactful. Like, it would have been, you know, probably a lot harder than the intended design, but it would have been a lot more fun. Right? For example, starting from Fortitude, you have the player, probably not a player escort if you don't have the fleet size for it, which you probably do not. So you got the player, and the Empire has like 10 ships that jump into the system, right? All right. And then you slug your way through to Hades. In Hades, you jump in with 8 ships, right? And then all around the map are the triangles that shows the small other engagements that are happening, and then you slug your way through Hades, right? After Hades, the C-59, you jump in with 6 ships. Right, like, on one hand, you want to make sure that the player is not babysitting, but on the other hand, you want to show that this is a fight. The Empire is taking losses. Coming at C-59, and then on C-28, the Suramids are here. Right, you're jumping in with 4 Empire ships and then 2 Suramid ships, or 4 Suramid ships. Right, they're right there. Go ahead and just like borrow them into the equation. The Independents are here. Right, throw in a couple of independent small ships. Be like, hey guys, shit's popping off, we're here to help. Right? And then you go to C0 with that combined fleet and be like, this is however restrained it is still a threat to humanity. We have 3 parties here. Let's go duke it out. You duke it out. Right? Duke it out, win, go back to Fortitude, get debrief, whatever. And that gives you a good window into the next main story. In this case, this main story is fictional because I don't know what the story is about, right? But like, congratulations, you've defeated the collective. The Suramids are now asking questions. Right? Go to the Suramid, do that thing, handle that part of the quest, and then so on and so forth. Like, and in essence, that is kind of what I mean by being afraid of the world building, which is you got a map, you have the, like the Empire shows up with a fleet tanker at the end, right? The fact that the fleet tanker exists as a mechanic for the player to help resupply and get back is cool. Like that's a very, it's very thoughtful. I didn't use it like I did not use it well because I'm fucking stupid, but it's there. But at the same time, that's the thing you can do now, right? Like, fleets have logistics support. Empire fleet shows up, does the thing, and then you can look at your map and be like, okay, who is going to send help here, right? Now, you could make the argument that the Suramids will not help because the Suramids are not with the Empire, which, perfectly valid. Or that the Independents are not going to help because they're like this jump line should not exist. But at the same time, those you could make the argument that those are just excuses, right? Because there's a lot of ways in which people can get involved that also helps increase that storyline. Because at the end of the day, stories are people. They require people to be involved in them in order to be coherent. Right? Like, the Independents have shown up, but there's no jump point. How the hell did they show up? Right, next part of the story. Figuring out what this line is all about. Okay, we figure this line is here because the pirates told us. Okay, so I guess the pirates know more than we do, or at least as far as this part of the space does, they know more than we do. Maybe we go talk with the pirates. Okay, hey guys, do you guys like want to stop being pirates for a bit? Right, Suramids are like, well, we kind of like the pirates being here because it, maintains the neutrality of the space, and now you have a conflict set up between the Empire and the Suramids. So on and so forth. Long story short, let's stuff balloon, man. Stories are more fun when like weird shit keeps popping off. What? Was this shoe here before? Was it here before? Am I meant to believe that I destroyed a discrepant but extremely powerful weapon of the Empire and all I got to show for it was a shoe? And it's not even 2 shoes, just a shoe? Huh.